Mr. Bass in the house on a pleasant post-spring evening. We're kind of moving. School's like almost out, and I don't have kids in school anymore. But isn't school like just about done?
Yeah, like 10 days.
Yeah. I know a bunch of graduation parties going on here last weekend and this weekend coming up.
We have 10 days left of afternoon swimming, and it becomes morning swimming in 2 weeks.
Oh, so all through the summer you swim in the morning, huh?
Well, we go 7 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and then we have 3 days where it's 5 to 6:30 instead of 5 to 7. So 9 times a week.
Man, oh man.
Mm-hmm.
That's some dedicated swimming right there. That boy's, you're getting him trained.
He'll miss some swimming in the summer. I know the coach is not watching this. He's going to miss some swimming during the summer.
Yes.
Sure. There's no doubt about that. It's just too much. This will be the first year that we do. We used to have to swim 5 days a week. Now we swim 6 days for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then they add those 3 extra days in. So,
is there? I mean, what about recovery time? There's no recovery. Just 1 day a week is all you got.
So what they do for these kids is that before our swim meet, like we have a big swim meet on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we start to taper on Monday. So he'll put them through 4 miles of swimming last week a day.
Huh.
And then this week they'll do, they might have done a mile today, 1.5 miles.
Oh, I see.
And then they slowly taper them down so that they're ready for the big ones. If it isn't a big swim meet, like the only big swim meets are the home swim meets. So when we have a home swim meet, we have recovery, we have taper. The rest of it, it's all out, balls to the wall.
Well, kids are resilient. I mean, I am amazed at now that I'm over 50. How freaking long it takes to recover after you pull a muscle and it's like, oh my freaking leg. It takes you days and days. I mean, it's crazy.
4 weeks on this sciatic nerve.
Yeah, 4 weeks. I believe it. I believe it.
You don't know this. I turned 50 on Sunday.
Oh.
I don't
happy birthday, man.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
So dude. Yeah, the sciatic nerve.
It's all downhill from here, man.
Yeah. It's been downhill for a long time. I don't know if you probably don't keep up with I don't post a lot on YouTube. My buddy Boudreaux had literally the worst thing in the world happen to him.
What's that?
And I'm talking the worst thing in the world. So Boudreaux, for people that don't know, I did Fishing Florida radio for 12 or 14 years, whatever it was, 12, 13, 14 years. When I moved, I was doing a radio show with another person, and then Boudreaux asked me to join his show. So that's why how I met Boudreaux.
Okay.
And so he had Boudreaux's 20 some years older than I am. Boudreaux had his 50th class reunion last week.
Okay.
And went to Louisiana. And when he got to Louisiana, went fishing, got in some stagnant water, and he got that flesh-eating disease.
What?
I could send you photos, but I don't want to share. I'll send them to you.
Oh my gosh!
So he came home so this is last week on Tuesday, and thank you for everyone for saying happy birthday. I appreciate it. On Tuesday, he came home and his leg was like the size of a football. And it was red, and it was a little bit, to be honest, it looked pretty bad. I mean, It was kind of disgusting. It had like these little white, burn marks kind of thing on him, like white.
Weird.
Really weird. And so he just thought, oh, I got some sort of infection, blah, blah, blah. So then on Wednesday, he woke up, and it was all the way to his groin.
Oh, no.
So his girlfriend said, we need to go to the doctor, and he was having a hard time walking. So he went to the doctor on Thursday, of all things. And on Thursday, when they got him in, from the time he got in to when they got a room, it had moved into that area
Holy crap.
and started working its way up into his kidneys.
Oh, no.
So they cut all of, this is not exaggeration, they cut all of his tissue and muscle off of his one leg.
Oh, my goodness.
And quite honestly, he's had, as I'm burping, he's had a horrible, there isn't a lot of hope for him.
Oh, my
They,
gosh.
they went in and looked at it again today. He was on kidney dialysis yesterday.
Oh,
His
no.
heart doctor isn't giving him a lot of hope. And of all things, I talked to him 2 days ago, and it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. The amount of drugs he's on, he just didn't. And it was, I'm not joking. When I saw the scratch was this big by that big. So imagine an inch by like.
So it was just a little scratch on his leg? That's how it started?
Yeah, on the back of his leg. And he went into some stagnant water and got that, what I don't know the official word for but he got that flesh-eating disease. And
So you're saying he stepped off the boat or something into the water, or was he fishing on the bank, or what was?
So it's a little confusing. He had told everybody that he was on a boat and he got splashed by the water. And then when we did a little bit more research, he actually was at a camp and decided to go wading. And he got in this water that was really, really bad. And I mean, now he's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his life. And it's like
horrible.
It's horrible news. It's horrible news.
Man, amen, Hank. Man, everybody ought to be praying for Boudreaux, hoping for a miracle, man. It's amazing how fast that thing works.
I can't even explain to you, like to think that he came home on Tuesday and it was just a little bit red. And then it went from redness to like this. Jeez. And then completely, I doubt my phone will show it on here. Oh, I don't even have the photos anymore.
It was in Louisiana, angler of misfortune.
Yeah, he was in Louisiana. And I mean, literally, it just looked like these white pussy things all over his foot that just, you wanted to just go in there and pop each one of them, like big old pimples that were like this.
Jeez.
And man, it's just been, it's been crazy. Honestly, it's been crazy. And he somehow he had a feeding or a air tube. Somehow he finagled his way out of the hand restraints, pulled that thing out himself. And then found his phone and started calling people, really messed up. I mean, literally the phone, the thing was, Steve. And I'm like, who am I talking to?
Wow.
And so anyway, it was not the way you want to start off the podcast.
Golly, that is depressing.
Crazy news for us. Crazy.
Jeez.
So
wow.
Thoughts and prayers go out to Boudreaux, and he doesn't have any family either, which is the worst thing. I mean, he has the community that is down here in Central Florida that's helped him out for years and done all this stuff for him, and he's raised money and done a bunch of stuff, but it's a weird thing.
Hey, Fishing Preacher, I don't have that Cast King bag. I'm not planning on doing one on it. I kind of have slowed down on doing the bag reviews. Although I do have a bag review video coming out for a bag that a company called Matine or Matine, I don't know how you pronounce it. I've heard people pronounce it both ways. They make backpacks and fishing backpacks and sell them on Amazon. And I did a review for them. They sent me the bag for free. I told them I'd do the review. It's amazing. It is amazing what you can have made in China for super cheap. Super cheap. These bags are really much higher quality than you would think and have way more features than you would think for a $45 bag.
Yeah.
It's $45 retail. So that he's paying. I no telling what they're paying. $5, $10. I don't know.
if that.
Yeah. So, but I'm telling you,
Hero.
it's a good deal if you're if you're on a budget.
So getting off that, tell me, because I haven't talked to you in like weeks. It seems like.
Yeah. Last week we didn't do the show because I was getting ready for a tournament, and man, I was just so behind that I pulled out.
So
But
that's what she said. So where was I at? You can't.
oh,
where
we
was
keep digressing. We go from guys, we go from flesh-eating bacteria to that.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
So where was the tournament?
Well, funny you should ask. It was on the Great Lakes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the Great Lakes. In fact, I am going to share my screen and show you exactly where this was at because I think this might surprise some people here. Let's see. Is this? Yeah, this is it. Check this out. I need to take my overlay off here. Sorry. This is the Great Lakes of Iowa.
Oh, Jesus Criminy. You're killing me. I'm like, Michigan?
No lie. They call this the Great Lakes. They have actually stolen the name Great Lakes from the people up there in Chicago and Detroit. And here's the Minnesota-Iowa border, and the biggest lake on the Great Lakes is called Big Spirit Lake. See that?
Yeah. So where did you? This was something you had planned on doing. How many tournaments did you sign up for this year?
I really haven't signed up for many in advance. I just kind of spur of the moment, pick one and do it. So
Okay.
I picked this one like 2 weeks before I went.
And
And
what made you pick this one?
Well, it was only a 6-hour drive for me.
Okay.
And I like fishing up north, and I thought there'd be a lot of smallmouth fishing up here. So I went because I love chasing smallies.
Yep.
And I wanted to try some new water. So this was brand new water, and I love trying something new. I really get a kick out of that. And it was really surprising. You could fish any lake of these 5 lakes here, this Big Spirit Lake. And then when you go below here, you can see this long lake to the right is called East Okoboji. And then on the west side, it's West Okoboji. And then down below is this Lower Gar Lake and the Minnewaska. Anyway, I fished the tournament on the east side the whole time. And I probably should have moved. I probably should have moved around because I think the winner was on the west side.
How long did you have to practice before this? Did you like do the research beforehand and go, okay, I think this is where I need to go? What was the game plan before you got going?
Total crapshoot, which is why I will not be a professional tournament fisher because I go online after I sign up and I'm like, there's hardly any videos at all. Now, Seth Fider actually went up there and fished this lake and posted a few photos. He was flipping a jig around docks, caught a big limit, but it's not just trying to find information about a lake. It's trying to find the information at the right time of year, the time of year that I'm going to be there. And most of the stuff I could find were more summertime fishing. So I just kind of had to go with my gut. And it was a 2-day tournament. I got good limits both days. I just couldn't find that 20-inch fish. In kayak, this is a kayak tournament. In kayak fishing, you fish for inches because, you take pictures of your fish on a measuring board. And after 2 days, I had like 168 inches, and the winner had like 182.
Just out of curiosity, is there any does anybody argue over the measuring board kind of
stuff? Yeah.
Is there?
Mm-hmm. I think you can protest, but what they do is you submit a photo of your fish and you submit what you think the size is. So if I catch an 18-incher, I take the picture on the board, and then I submit. This is an 18-inch fish when I submit it, and then they go and they look at the picture and they verify it. There's certain rules like the mouth has to be closed on the fish, and the chin, has to be up against the edge of the bump board,
Mm-hmm.
and there's all kinds of rules. And if you don't take the picture correctly, you're disqualified. That fish is disqualified anyway.
So this is in the same thing. We have every year down here. Well, for years we had a shad and crappie derby, and it's
Yeah.
a free tournament to do. And you're really going after the shad, and because the specs aren't really that big. But one of the first years, it's the same thing. But it's over like 5 or 6, maybe it's 4 months. Jeff Hammer, who's on here all the time, he's won it so many times it's not even funny.
Really?
But you measure your specs or whatever it is. So one season, like I don't even know, maybe season 1 or maybe 2 or 3, they needed a judge, and since I was doing the magazine, the Coastal Angler magazine that I do, they were like, "Look, you're an impartial judge," and I'm like, "Okay, I can do it." So I started reviewing all these people's photos, and one of the things was you can't have the mouth of the fish open, and
yeah.
so. And if you did, that picture was disqualified. And so the guy who probably had the biggest spec and who was a fan of the radio show, of all things, I don't tell anybody I'm the judge.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the heat, or I don't need the crap. I don't need the drama. But then they tell him, like 2 or 3 weeks or a week before, he knows his fish was like 17 and a half, 18 inches, but the mouth was open. So it was disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
So then a week before they announce the winners, they say, well, your fish was disqualified because the mouth was open. So this guy, gets on, calls the radio show to complain about whoever said judge.
Complain about you.
Yeah, has no clue that it's me. And he gets on there and he is mad, man. He is really, really upset.
Wow.
And he's like, you guys talk, and now he's giving me the heat. You guys promote this thing and you shouldn't promote it. And then finally, after like 4 or 5 minutes, I'm like, dude, the mouth was open on the fish. I disqualified it, man. And then this guy he started writing, sponsors emails saying, oh, they're cheating and doing this. And I'm like, are you joking me?
Holy
and then cow. Of all things, I ran into this guy at this fly fishing thing that's once a year. And he was in the fly fishing contest. And they had it so you could only take like 4 back casts before you cast. And he does 5. And I yelled, "You're disqualified!" in the middle of him casting. And then walked away because I was like, I don't want none more of his shit. And I don't like this.
Oh man, that's cool.
So some of
it was I'll tell you what, that area though, up there in the Iowa-Minnesota border is great fishing. I mean, I caught so many nice fish. And what really surprised me is how few dinks. There was very few little fish that I caught, which was really made it fun. It was just a blast fishing up there. I loved it.
Now, what were you using?
I caught most of my fish on a spinnerbait.
Oh, so
the wind was howling. Spawn? What?
Were the shad spawning?
I didn't see any spawning. The wind was howling, and the lake is full of grass. And and the other thing that really surprised me is a lot of that lake is like 5 feet or less in depth.
Oh, so you're fishing Florida waters?
Yeah, it's almost like fishing Florida water. It was crazy.
I could have done really well on that one.
Yeah. You probably would have. You probably would have crushed it. But it was really, really a fun experience. It's one thing to go to a new lake and suck, just terribly not catch fish. But when you go and you actually just catch fish after fish after fish, it's really fun.
How many fish were you catching each day?
Over 20.
Oh, so you were having good days of fishing.
Yeah. I was having really good days of fishing. I never caught that big fish. In fact, the biggest fish I had was an 18-incher. I had a couple of those, but I had this last day of the tournament early in the morning while it was still overcast. I had one big one. I know he was at least 6 pounds. He came completely out of the water, and I just about had a heart attack. I thought, dude, this is it. This is going to move me up. And he came off. And that was the only one I had that broke 18. And all the winners, or all the guys above me, had a 19, 20, or a 21-inch fish. And I couldn't get one.
So where did you finish, and how far did you finish behind first place?
I finished in 25th place with 168 and a quarter inches, and the winner had 182.5 inches. And see, his largest fish was 21 inches, and mine was 18.
So you were really close to him.
I was one 14-inch fish away.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. But I mean, what can you do? It's fishing, man. It's fishing.
Yeah, you just needed that. You just need that one big bite.
I know, one big bite, and I'm sure there was something I was doing wrong. I mean, I think I was on fish. The guy who won it was a local. He was from that area.
Yeah,
so that helps,
At any point, did you say to yourself, maybe I need to switch from the spinnerbait and try to do something?
Yeah, I did. I did actually switch up quite a bit, but I just kept going back to the spinnerbait because whenever I'd switch up, I wouldn't get bit. And,
so you were enjoying the vibration and maybe the flash that was coming off that thing.
Yeah, but there was other guys that stayed in the same place as me, and they weren't throwing spinnerbait. So, like, one guy was throwing a jig. He caught most of his fish on a jig, like a little bitsy bug jig. And the other guy was catching them on rattle traps.
Mm-hmm.
But I outfished those guys both days.
Yeah.
I was having bigger bags than they were, so it didn't make any sense to switch to those kind of techniques.
When you were practicing, did you find out that the spinnerbait bite was what you were going to go with, or was that something you did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what was practice like for you?
It was incredible. It was just so good. I mean, and that's why I didn't go look for other areas. I just thought the area I practice in was awesome. I'm just going to stick here, and hindsight's 2020. What can you say? It was still a blast. That's really all that matters. If I can get, I mean, in these kayak tournaments, like you and I were talking, there's a few out there that pay what I would call decent money, as in $5,000 for the winner, and that's the big circuit, like Hobie. The Hobie circuit, and
I think Fluke Master won one this weekend.
Oh, did he?
Or I thought I saw something saying that. Maybe it was last week.
But like this one that I fished, they only paid out the top 5 guys, and I didn't even stay around to see what they made, but they couldn't have earned more than $1,000, $1,500 each would be my guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. You don't fish these for money. I mean,
yeah, you're fishing for experience.
That's not why you do it.
Did you stay someplace? Did you rent a house, or did you stay at a hotel, or what did you do?
I stayed at a hotel. It was called Big Spirit Lodge.
Was it decent?
And it was really nice.
Oh, okay.
It was really just a motel is all it was, but it was very, very nice. So that was a good crapshoot. You never know on that kind of stuff, So.
Still a good experience, and you had fun. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I had a blast.
Did you video it so you can make a video?
Yeah, I do. I've got some footage. I'm going to make a video of it, so that'll be fun.
I'd like to hear that. I went fishing on Saturday night for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's a shame.
I've been out a couple times, but I've been out just for like 35, 40 minutes, and then my back starts hurting. The other day I was like, I'm gonna push myself a little bit more than I should, and I got out to the frog pond and just, I made the dumbest mistake I've made in a long, long time, and I regret it. because I was catching just the, I was catching like the 12 to 14-inch fish. I caught a couple that my worm was bigger than the bait, the fish.
The fish, yeah.
And I was like, what's going on here? But then I found out that I found a new patch of grass in the frog pond that I didn't know was there.
Oh.
When I casted to it, if I let the worm, or what I was using an 8-inch worm with a bullet weight on the front, there's one of these little things. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what
Mhm.
this is, an 1/8 or something, or 3/16
Yeah.
or something. And if I casted there and then you could feel it stop, and then if you just shook your rod, you could feel it then go through the grass.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I get there, and as soon as you do that, it instantly gets whacked.
Really?
So I'm like, okay, I got one. Well, they're all like this. A
Yeah,
couple of
yeah.
them are like this.
Yeah,
So then I'm like, you want to know what? I don't want to hurt these fish. Let me unbar my hook.
yeah.
So I unbar my hook, I make the cast, and I literally, the rod just went like, and I went, oh, I got one. And so I'm like, you want to know what? I'm catching all these dinks. I'm not going to set the hook real hard. So I'm like, and then out of nowhere, the rod went like this. And then I stepped back, and I'm like, and I just jammed it. And obviously, I waited too long because it just screamed out a ton of drag. And my drag was pretty much locked down at this point. Because I was trying to get the fish out of the grass. And it just took off. And I'm like, you've got to be joking me. Why? There was a Mac, the guy, his name's Mac. He owns Castaway Rods. When I was with Castaway, he always says, hook sets are free.
Do it all. That's right. I've heard that. Yeah.
Even if you don't think you have a fish, hook sets are free. And it was one of those few times that I didn't do it. And I know for a fact this was one of those. There's like 5 or 6 really big fish in the pond.
And that was one of them, huh?
And that was one of them.
Oh, man.
And it was like, and literally, it was like life stopped for a second. And all of it flashed through all of the things I had done wrong in that 30 seconds. And of course, I filmed it, and there's a ton of swearing in the filming. And, you're like, you start to think, why would I do this? Why is that? Better than this.
Yeah.
So,
man.
You make those mistakes, and
yeah, it's true. It happens.
It happens. So, what else has been happening with you?
Oh, let's see. I've been not doing much of anything. I've made a few videos, which I posted one up tonight, which was my lucky tackle box unboxing.
Whoa, hold on. Stop right there. Stop right there. I thought you were done with Lucky Tackle Box.
Freaking Lucky Tackle Box is so awesome. Why would I give that up?
Okay, hold on. Can we just everyone should go watch the video, but can we see maybe the 2 highlights that come out of Lucky Tackle?
Yeah, I'll show you a couple of highlights, man. It's freaking depressing. It's
freaking depressing. I love that.
Well,
Unlucky tackle box.
In my defense, Gary kind of busted my balls a little bit here in the comments by saying something about, why the heck do you keep subscribing to this thing? Well, it's not that I keep subscribing. Okay, this is what I did. Just in my defense.
Sure.
Right. I signed up for like a 6-month subscription, pay in advance, right?
Yes.
And then it's set up to auto renew. Okay. Well, at the time, I was subscribed to 2 boxes. I was subscribed to this box here, which is their bass box, their middle one, because the upper one is just 2 of every bait of the same. It's another real annoying.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All right, so I had this, but I also got their
Tackle Box are giving out Randy Plackett stickers next month.
Holy crap, Nathan. That's a good one right there.
It was a good one. They're all clickbait, though.
Yeah, they're all clickbait. Absolutely. In fact, I've got some great super secret uh, lure secret videos I got to put together that are just going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
But so I had this bass box, and I also was subscribing to their panfish box at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, so I went in to cancel, and I thought I canceled both boxes, but I only or they say that I only canceled the panfish box.
So you have
Okay.
6 more months of this coming?
No.
Oh.
So I thought they were both done, and then usually, like if you cancel, I canceled like in the middle of a 6-month subscription. So I know I can't get my money back. You just have to let that go. So I let it go 3 more months, and then on the 3rd month, the panfish box stops, and I think I'm done. I mean, I'm done. But a few days later, this shows up, and I say, oh well, maybe I wasn't lined up. Maybe I've got another month left of the bass one. So the next month it comes, and then I was like, I'm sure that's done. That's probably the last one. And then the 3rd month it comes, and the 4th month, I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I send them the nasty email. Actually, the reason I send them a nasty email is then I get notice from my credit card company that says Lucky Tackle Box, and I could tell, holy crap, I've just been charged for another 6-month subscription here.
No.
So, yeah. So I try to call them on the phone. That was impossible. I send them this email saying, WTF, I'm gonna freaking kill you people. You had better. This is ridiculous. I canceled this thing 6 months ago. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna call the attorney general office. I mean, I was throwing everything at them I could, and they send back very nice. They didn't get pissy or anything at me. They just said, "Excuse me, sir, but you didn't cancel your subscription. You canceled the panfish, but you never canceled this one. Are you saying you want to cancel?" I'm like, what in this message makes you think I want to keep them? So they said, we will cancel. They immediately canceled. I mean, like that, instantaneously.
Nice.
But along with it, they sent this email that said, unfortunately, your current 6-month subscription cannot be refunded. So I was like, holy crap. I tried to get them to refund the 6 months, but they already got my money, and I could go and dispute the charge, but
so now you have 6 more months.
I've already been through probably 4 months of that. I think I've probably only got about 2 boxes of this left.
Unbelievable.
So Gary, when you ask why the heck don't you cancel, that's the story, man. And of course, he's not watching tonight, so
what were the highlights of that box? Out of curiosity.
All right.
I didn't
highlights being
had a new video.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's they don't never. I say when you get on this, when are you going to give me a name brand product? And then this month they did have one name brand product from Strike King. Okay, and it's a good product. I'm not going to talk about that one, but this kind of crap drives me nuts.
Who is
Bait Rigs? Okay, now the back of this says Bait Rigs has been in business for 30 years up in Wisconsin. So maybe somebody in Wisconsin knows these guys. But this is no lie. They have to own this company because every box has something from Bait Rigs. And here's the problem. This is a single tail grub, but there's only 4 in the frigging pack. I don't want the bait anyway, but at least if you're going to saddle me with this bait, give me a 10-pack, give me something, it's a freaking 4-pack.
I think that's the biggest issue with subscription boxes. A lot of them find these smaller companies are able to purchase so many of their lures that you don't know for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you get them in your box for the next 2 years.
I know it. So Jan's got it. The Lucky Tackle signature brand. It might be, man. This bait rigs. Holy crap! You know, I mean, and then they always put the same thing. They put these no-name hard plastics in here. I don't want to insult the company if these things are real, but knockout baits. Bait Brigade. How many you heard of those companies before? The Bait Brigade. I mean, this doesn't look bad, but you know, and I know what this is. This is a cheap China-made bait that. Oh yeah, the color job looks okay, but you know, it's gonna have cheap hooks. It's gonna have cheap components. It's a nothing bait, quite frankly. And this is all you get. This is one of their premium baits that you get in the box. I mean, this is a premium bait.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's junk. It's junk.
Yes.
And then check out the hooks. You know, I prefer not to get hooks anyway. And if I do get hooks, I don't want sample packs. But look what they give me here. There's 6 in this package, right? And it's not that Mustad's a bad brand or anything.
Snell hooks?
Yeah. 2 hot Snell hooks. And
are you using bobbers?
No. I mean, I can't remember. Now, I will Snell a flipping hook. Okay. I have done that on my own, but what the heck am I going to use this for? I mean, some of you guys, I'm sure there's somebody on the comments that probably does use this stuff.
Probably.
But holy crap. That's
from 10 years ago.
That's right. It's from 10 years ago.
That's another biggest issue. Like, you get products that are so outdated, not that they're not good, because you could get, like, I don't even know. I don't even want to. You could get a chug, and that's 25 years old. It's still going to work. But the problem that you have is you kind of want, if you're gonna order a subscription box, you want to get something that is kind of newer that you can try and something
absolutely new. Absolutely. You have nailed it. You have nailed it on the head. And this is going to ruin my video that's coming out in a couple of days for my Monster Bass box. But this is this I got to talk about this because this is ridiculous. And hopefully you guys will still go watch the Monster Bass unboxing. But
I didn't hear that.
What I will say about my Monster Bass box, like this is the one I get every month, multi-species, and it's actually pretty decent for the most part. It's not bad. I don't really have anything terrible to say about it.
I think
until this month.
I think you like that one, but more than you like the Bass box.
I definitely like it more than the Bass box. But this is freaking insane. And you and I did not talk about this ahead of time, and you have taken the words literally right out of my mouth. You said 10-year-old lure. Check out, this is the premier lure in the box this month. It's their $12.50 lure. It's the premier lure, right? Compared, and then
it's $12.50.
Yes, and it really does cost $12.50. I went to Tackle Warehouse to look and verify, and it does cost $12.50. So this is a legitimate $12.50 lure. So you might say, why am I mad about this? I'm going to show you why. When you see it, you're going to know why. But I'll explain to the rest of the audience. Here it is.
Oh, no. No.
What do you think that sticker right there says?
I can't even read it. That one back in.
What does that sticker say?
2011 or 2012.
That's right. Best new soft bait ICAST 2011. This bait is 11 frigging years old. You nailed it. Can you believe that shayite?
Like that shayite.
Can you believe that? I mean, it's exactly what you said. It's not a terrible bait. I mean, when it came out, it was the best new soft bait. It's just a hollow body frog that looks like a mouse. So, it's 11 frigging years old, though.
So you know why that won ICAST.
the votes, right? You told me about how they do the
Oh,
voting.
but the year that they brought that out, it was one of those lures that we all went crazy about because we were like, oh my gosh, look at the realism and the paint job on this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody voted for it because of how realistic it
It
looked.
does look very realistic.
But I'm going to call out Rick right now. That is overstock.
I guarantee you it is.
1,000%. That is an overstock bait.
Gramps,
Crap.
Gramps, it's this box right here.
He doesn't put any overstock in it. Bullshit. That's overstock. I can buy that lure off Moss Liquidators right now for $1.50.
Yeah. Or you can go to Tackle Warehouse and pay $12.50 right now. Same for Bass Pro Shops is selling this right now for $12.50. So you're exactly right, though. This is old overstock, and this is why I went ballistic on the video. It's just like, come on, dudes, give me a break. $36 for that box. A kid pays $36 and he gets an 11-year-old bait as the premier bait in the box. That's
and you
I guess it's not criminal, but it sure is a shame.
That's what's going to always continuously hold back what's going on in the subscription boxes.
Yeah.
Until they all stop getting these cheap lures and I don't have a problem with them making money. I don't. I'm not saying anything about that. But until they decide that they're going to put a quality product in there, then it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I know it is ridiculous. No, Gramps, the extra bait that they threw in my box for the coupon, their mystery bait, was a crankbait by Lunker Hunt.
And just out of curiosity, Buzz, you guys are off. You're out of line here. How are we out of line? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. I don't know what he means there.
Because Monster Bass did another 2
out of line how? It's an 11-year-old bait. I mean,
crap, and it's overstock.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can, and this isn't really to single out Monster Bass. The point I'm trying to make here is all of these subscription box companies have a tendency to throw in old overstock lures at times, and it's very frustrating when you're paying $36 a month. I don't want an old bait. I mean,
no,
I was getting the field mouse 10 years ago. You know, it was cool back then.
I mean, did you see what I got in Florida Tackle? Oh, you probably. Hold on. I got this. I used one. Bounty fish. Jackal bounty fish.
Oh, yeah. I just bought one of those. I haven't tried it. I mean, that would be cool to get.
Great bait.
It's a brand new lure.
So
Gramps says that bait was not planned for the box.
Okay. I got this from In It Too, the Jackal Riera Carrera frog. I've only had this box for 2 weeks. I've already used that. Chapo.
Yeah.
Jackal spinnerbait.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Brand new.
Oh, sweet.
Worms. And there was something else that I
DOA worms, very nice.
Yeah, and reel hooks.
Yeah.
And there was one other product in here. But of all these things, these are brand new on what is it called? Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah, they are brand new. I just bought one.
New frog.
Yeah.
Chapo came out last year. Still works great.
That's still a great. I still consider that a great new bait.
I mean, and this was $42 for me. And honestly, I just don't. I'm not getting any other.
Jim's making a good point too here. So if you buy a Zara Smoke, is it considered a 70-year-old bait? Well, good question, because this is where I'm going to sound hypocritical, because a Zara Spook for me is timeless in that it works just as good today as it did 20 years ago or 50 years ago or whatever, except they're better now than they were 70 years ago, quite frankly. But I still don't want to get a Zara Spook in my box because I want I want stuff like you're showing right there. New, exciting stuff I've not tried. That that's what I want to get. Now, I don't expect a subscription company to get, if they got 7 baits in the box, I don't expect 7 brand new baits. That's why I was going nuts over the 6 cents for so long. Just give me 1 or 2. It doesn't have to be 7 brand new baits.
So,
Uh,
so
but
I love Jim. Jim always has really good comments, and I respect him quite a bit. The problem right here is that, first off, it's all right to get a Zara Spook in a box, but we all probably have 10 or 15 of them already.
yeah, I definitely do.
Why would we order a box to get something we already have? Not to mention, you buy a box so you can try out new products.
Absolutely.
New products that, no offense to Live Target, they didn't sell any of those things. They're
Yeah.
completely overstock.
Yeah.
So if that happens and now you're getting it in a box and it's a worthless lure and you're not using it, then you're just throwing away your money. That's the whole thing.
That is right. That's right.
The biggest thing that's consistently happening in these boxes is that I understand they need to make a profit. I'm not saying taking it away from them, but profit goes before making the box be decent. And the only ones that don't do that I know of is Florida Tackle Club. And Vic loses money pretty much on that box.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I'll tell you, Mystery Tackle Box did it to me this month as well. What they did is they had a $13 bait. I can't remember what it was. And then they had the other baits, and one of the baits was supposed to be the 10,000 fish tataki frog.
oh yeah,
And that's a newer frog, and I wanted that frog. I was like, oh great, I have one tataki frog that I fished with, and I really liked it. I was catching a lot of fish on it. It has a really good hook set. Am
yeah.
I too loud?
No, it bounces really well.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, oh great, there's going to be a tataki frog in this. I open it up, there's no tataki frog, and what I'm guessing is they must have run out when they were filling the boxes or something, because they gave me 2 of the most expensive lure in the bait, which I'm assuming is to make up for the loss of the tataki frog. But the problem is, your card tells me there's a tataki frog, and not only that, what Mystery does is they pick 1 bait every box, and they make a special card explaining that bait and talking about its features and how to fish it and line and the tataki frog was their special bait. So
Yeah,
the card's in there, but there's no frog. Uh, that's a major screw up. That's a major screw up in my mind. You know, so I know it happens, and it could be like what Gramps saying. Maybe Monster Bass wasn't planning on that. Maybe they had a shortage. They just had to fill the box with the. But
take the card out.
it's their most expensive. It's their most expensive lure, and it is printed on the card as part of the box.
Take it out.
So yeah.
So I think maybe we've said this. I think we're both at the point where the subscription boxes, other than Florida Tackle Club, just
Yeah.
I think we're both over them at this point in time.
Yeah, I pretty much am. But I love talking about them. I mean, this
Yeah.
uh, this is actually pretty fun. No,
Yeah.
Gramps, I did not get a coupon for tungsten in my box. No, I did not.
I think the one thing that I realized this year, when you started doing, like, you had every subscription there for a little
I
bit.
did. I had every one of them for quite a while, actually.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. I can stop getting them and just watch your videos.
Yeah, right.
And this worked better for me. But then, I think what happens is you just start getting so much of the same stuff.
You do.
Same from everybody that the next thing you know, your walls of tackle are just the same
Loaded.
stuff. And you're like, I'm never going to use this.
I know it.
And then you're like, do I really need to spend another $30 or $35 on stuff that I'm not going to use? And then you kind of go, okay, I need to cancel. And with Florida Tackle, I mean, there's so much so much above what everybody else is getting. And to get that, even though, truth be told, bounty fish, I had already gotten a bunch of those from Jackal to do a closer look. So it was like, I was still so happy, but it's, yeah, it's as Gramps just said, we got to focus more on actual fishing. I agree completely.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, look, old Matthew got a hook in his neck today. Good job, Matthew.
No.
He survived. I've never gotten a hook in my neck, thank goodness. That doesn't sound very fun at all. But you know, if you're going to fish regularly, you're going to get hooks in you.
Yeah.
It's kind of inevitable.
Yeah, I mean that's I got one right there Saturday.
Oh, did you?
Hold on. Here comes a little boy. I gotta say good night. I love you. Have a good night's sleep, okay?
Oh, Gramps got his new kayak today. Dude, what'd you get? What'd you get, Gramps? I'm sure there's a video coming if you haven't put it up yet.
Oh, he did a live video the other day. I was on there watching.
Oh man, that's cool.
And
I've currently got 3 kayaks, and I'm gonna get rid of one of them. I think.
I have a 16-foot boat in the backyard right now.
Really? What? How'd you pull that off?
Oh, a friend gave it to me.
Really? That's a heck of a friend, man.
He didn't.
Oh man, he got the gnar, dude. That's a pretty cool boat. I've looked hard at that one. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That one. The only reason, well, other than the fact I've already got 3 kayaks that I didn't pull the trigger on it, is I'm worried about I think the new pedal drive on that thing is amazing, but that rudder looks really flimsy and wobbly to me. And I'd be interested, Gramps, to hear how your rudder holds up for you. It's a pretty amazing boat, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have some stuff. Our boy Hellabass is on, and he and I became best friends this week. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, congratulations. I thought we were best friends, man. What, I've been kicked out? Dang, man. I missed one show, and he kicks me, and we're no longer best friends.
I don't have his phone number in my phone, but we became best friends because we had literally, we could have done the same video for the fantasy fishing. We could have
really
the same video. I'm not joking.
Wow.
It was ridiculous how close we were.
Huh.
Of all things, so, you know,
I really just couldn't care less about fantasy fishing, man.
I did the video 3 weeks ago because I was like, I'm just going to get it out of the way. And, you know, and then as I started watching other people's stuff, I'm like, I might be on something this time. so much research before that. It was just crazy. But he and I are pretty much dead even on that, other than probably the weight, which I wanted to talk about Lake Fork at some point anyway. I saw my boy was on here. He probably doesn't even, Earl Massey. He's won 5 kayaks, I think, or it won 2 or 3 off of our gumbo cook-off over the years.
Really?
Yeah, this guy has like this is no lie. Like 4 or 5 years ago, he was like, I'm going to make this salsa, and I'm going to have the salsa for chips, even though I'm making gumbo. And all the sales off the salsa, I'm going to give to the gumbo cook-off. And we're like, oh, of course, that's great. He made a salsa that literally, as soon as it touched your lips, a fireball shot out your ass. It was scorching. I mean, I remember going.
I would hate that, man. I do not like super hot, spicy stuff.
The hiccups hit me as soon as it hit here. I went,
oh my goodness.
As it hit here, I'm like, it was that hot. And he's like, it's not that hot. You're a wimp, Steve. I'm like, what, are you joking me? This is scorching. And he sold out on it.
That's amazing. I've always been kind of surprised by how many people there are out there that really love fire.
Yes.
And I can't take it, man. I don't know how they do it.
I don't understand. Like, we went to a swim meet one weekend, and we had the whole team on, and Thomas is like, Daddy, I want wings for dinner. And I'm like, they got wings. So I said to the woman, I'm like, how spicy are the wings? And she's like, they're not that bad. But when she did it, she did one of these things. They're not that bad. And she did like the who's looking around, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Thomas had the worst day of swimming the next day because he wanted to push through them, and like all of his friends were like crying over him. He's like, I'm gonna make he's like, I'm gonna make he gets to the next day and he's like, and you're like, oh, what's going on? So bad. So bad the next day, man. We're like, okay, from now on, we're never ever eating hot wings before.
Wow, that is crazy.
So,
Yeah.
so you only have? Are you getting monster bass still?
Yeah, I'm still getting monster bass.
This month to you?
I think I'm still getting dark horse tackle for a little bit.
Okay.
Dark horse tackle. This last box had some bitter stuff in it again.
Did it really?
Yeah, they had the
That is so disappointing.
they had the king, you know what this is, Reaction Innovations.
Yeah, the knockoff.
Skinny dipper. But the box for that, for the most part, was pretty good. It wasn't bad.
So I got Florida tackle, and then I got
Bass Finder. Dude, that's not a whole lot better than this.
Well, I'm supposed to get another one tomorrow, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And like the guy from Bass Finder really is a good dude. Like
I think he seems like a really nice guy. I'd love to see him succeed, but you can't create a box full of overstocked lures and think it's going to impress many people. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Mr. Bass and Get Your First One, we're already gearing up for iCast. We got some cool new products and new colors, existing baits. Well, hopefully we get them before they go to iCast, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. I'm still waiting for my rat Benny. I'm still waiting for my rat Benny. See you, Hellabass.
See you, Hellabass.
Bank Robbins was asking about kayaks, a good starter kayak. It depends on your budget, man. It's all about budget, how much money you can afford to spend.
Yeah.
And you're wanting a pedal kayak. I think some of those recommendations the other guys have mentioned are good, but I'll tell you, if you're really on a budget, you can go to Academy Sports and get some of these brands like Pelican, some of the what used to be lower entry. They've come way up in quality and features, and their prices are still really cheap compared to a lot of the major brands.
Yeah. Is Hellabass doing a live video tonight?
I don't know. He might be.
Maybe. Yeah, the Bass Finder stuff. I won't be canceling it. So we have, the elites are on Lake Fork, and I'm telling you, is tomorrow? I guess tomorrow's the first day. It must be. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday.
I guess they're thinking deep ledge fishing, huh?
I think it's going to be a smash fest.
Really?
Like I can't tell you who sent me pictures from practice. Man, he was catching studs. He was
really
his average fish this was 5 pounds.
Oh my goodness! Was he flipping that big spoon? Like I saw somebody posting that they were flipping the big old mega spoon.
Yeah, he was throwing big old glide baits.
Oh, so that's going to be the next thing now on those ledges. Fishing big old glide baits. Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome. I think tomorrow's going to be a great fishing tournament. I mean, I think it's going to be unbelievable.
Oh, that should be fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this one. I'll probably be wrong with all my picks, but I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
The thing about this one is I think everybody who was Hellabass is going to have Justin Lucas on 30 minutes. Awesome. I think the thing about this one is that all of the guys who are the favorites, each group there's one favorite that just like, I mean, Keith Combs is in group E or D. I mean, if
Oh.
you pick Keith Combs in group E, then something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy
Yeah.
did everything in Texas.
Yeah.
And Lee Livesey is in group D, and he's like owned by 70% of the people. There's just the favorites that are on 4 or 5 of the groups are just unbelievable anglers. So, but not talking about fantasy fishing, that should be an absolutely ridiculous tournament this week.
Yeah, that should be fun to watch.
So
I went down to Fork this winter for the first time ever and got caught in an ice storm for 2 days.
oh, is that where you were?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was terrible.
Yeah. And it just seems like everything's lining up for some amazing fishing for them. So that should be really, really fun to watch.
That's awesome.
So I asked you this question like 2.5 weeks ago. I actually put it up in the community page. And I think it's a really fun question.
Jeez.
And I want to know the truth. I know it might not, everyone might not like this, but if you could go up against one angler in pro angler, and you have to know you can beat him. Like someone said, they want to go up against KVD, and that's everybody wants to go up against KVD or Jake. But the truth of the matter is, you're not going to beat those guys.
Yeah.
If you could go up against one professional angler and just absolutely crush him, you know in your heart right now, as it stands, you could beat him.
Oh, man.
You have an answer on who it would be and why.
Oh, man, dude.
And I got a person, Randy Earl. Earl thinks he can beat Randy. Earl, I'm telling you right now. Oh, Bill Dance. Maybe if you're really young, you can get one over on Bill.
Yeah,
Get one.
That's the way you worded that makes it really difficult to answer.
Okay, so it's on your favorite pond. They have to come to you. They have probably never fished it.
Yeah.
It's like saying, you coming over to my house and going, I think I can outfish Steve on the frog pond.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. But let's just say that's the case. And it has to be a professional angler. And I want to know who it is and why. I wanted to open this up so we could put a link and let people like come on as a guest host. Yeah. Hear the person's story on why they think they could beat that person.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be hilarious to hear why.
Yeah, well, when you fish a lot of these tournaments that pros fish in, what you realize is that if you're a halfway decent fisherman on any given day, you could beat any of them.
Yes.
Because everybody has a bad day. And the luck of the draw is I've been surprised. When I first started, I thought, man, I could never compete against these pros. And then when I started fishing some of these tournaments, they might be fishing on the boater side. Even I might be fishing on the co-angler side. Every tournament you'll find you'll outfish some of them.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you're better than they are.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean,
it's about better than
them.
Because this could be really controversial. Because I'll be truthful, who I think I can beat every day that this guy shows up at my house, I will whoop it. I'm 100% sure of it.
Wow.
I think that's probably funny. Because you're calling somebody out. You're kind of going, you want to know what, dude? In my case, I'm not gonna say who it is right now. I'm calling him out. I don't think he should be a professional fisherman. And that's where I step in and go, I think I could beat him. I'm so confident in my guy. I think I could beat him on any place he wanted to go. And
any place, huh?
I'm not joking. Any place he wants to fish, I'm going up and smacking that ass. I am waxing it.
Holy cow. I don't know if I'm confident enough to
I am that confident. The ego's like this. I have
man,
a
yeah,
big head.
you have got a big freaking head, man.
Ah.
Uh I'm trying to
Like
go to my
Hank Roberts,
alerts here.
it is an Ike. I fished with Ike. I couldn't beat him when I was in the back of the boat.
I got a guy in mind.
Simpson, Randy Blackett, because all he would do is complain about the pond, the rules, the location, how bright the sun is. They appreciate you.
uh, that's pretty funny.
You know,
Um,
it's one of those happy birthday, Frank.
all right.
I turned 50 on Sunday.
You turn 50 this Sunday or on next
On
Sunday?
the 15th.
On the 15th. So you are already 50.
I'm 50 and
You're over the hill.
I am, and you got that. I got that AARP. I mean, they just
Heck yeah, dude. Score.
rubbed it in on me.
Score.
I think they even came and knocked on the door and just said, "You're old, dude."
Yeah, it's a weird deal when you suddenly qualify for discounts on meals for no reason other than just existing. Uh, you're just alive, and because you're still alive, we're going to give you 10% off of your meal.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
one of the best things I got is I got an email from Publix. Do you have Publix up there?
no.
Oh, it's it's a grocery store.
Yeah, I know what it is, but
They sent a thing saying you could come get a free pint of ice cream or a free cake because you've turned 50. And use this code. And
well,
I'm like,
so what are you going to do? Ice cream or cake? They won't give you both. It seems like, if it's your birthday, they'll at least give you both, man.
I mean, they've made so much money off me. I mean, you don't get this physique without going to Publix every day.
That's right. Heck yeah.
So, do you have somebody in mind that you think
Well,
this?
I've got somebody in mind, yeah, but I can't think of his freaking name right now.
I have to look. I haven't looked up the stats of this one person, so mine is somebody everybody knows. I just like to say that. What is it?
Let me try a search here and see if this gets him.
Oh,
Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a couple of reasons why I'll pick this guy.
okay.
One, he's the nicest guy on the planet, man. There is no nicer fisherman out there. And he would not be pissed off at me, for one. That's one reason. That's one reason I'll pick him, because he's gracious enough that he wouldn't hold it against me, I think. That's one thing. The other is, not only is he the nicest guy on any pro circuit at all, but he also is got to be the most optimistic angler on the planet as well, because
I like that.
he loses constantly. He never ever wins, to my knowledge. I don't know that he's ever won, but he is so fired up in the morning, ready to go, ready to roll. I mean, he is so optimistic, so over the top. I'm going to kill it today. I'm going to kill it today. And I don't know how many times at the end of the deal, he doesn't make the cut. He's still as optimistic as ever. And I've said to my friends, I'm like, how does he keep doing it? How does he is an anomaly. The mental fortitude of this dude is off the charts. He's amazing. But the last reason I think that he would not have a problem with me saying, I think I could kick his butt here and there, is because even if I kicked his butt fishing, he could always kick my butt skateboarding. Yeah. I thought that might have given it away for you.
I don't know who that is.
It is the one and only Charlie Hartley.
Oh, a good dude. You are right. That guy's the nicest guy in the whole world.
He is awesome. In fact, I'm going to share his picture here in case you guys don't know who he is. He is
Hey,
he should be the poster child of optimistic, never give up. The dude never ever gives up. I mean, it does not matter what the odds are. I'm trying to take this overlay off of him. There he is. He he is amazing. He really really is. But based on his track record, I think I got a shot with him.
okay. Well, I'll be honest. Mine, if this gets back to him, it gets back to him. No offense to him. It's just an opinion. And I apologize for my opinion. My guy, I question if he should even be fishing.
Wow.
He's an MLF pro. I don't think he's done very good ever on it. I'm looking at his stats. He's had a couple decent finishes, but he's also had a lot of really bad finishes. And he's probably in my opinion, he is wasting money being a professional angler. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I know he's probably pretty decent as he does some side jobs on the water kind of stuff with other people. But I think if you were to say to me, if you say, Steve, James Watson's coming over, do you think you can beat him? I not only think I could beat him, I would make it. I think I might beat him so bad he would cry.
Worldwide Watson, you could spank worldwide.
I am 100% sure. The only thing worldwide is his waist, because there's no way in hell that James Worldwide Watson ever beats me in a tournament.
Holy cow, that's a good one.
That's truth.
Yeah,
that is
interesting.
Just an opinion. No offense, James.
Just an opinion. I get it. It's all fun and games. It's all for fun.
But if you want to go to wherever you want to go, I'll meet you there.
Yeah, right on.
And I'm sorry for what will happen afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good one. Michael, I don't know if Charlie has a streak of catching a fish every day, but Charlie was a professional skateboarder before he got into fishing.
He was.
And he can still, I'm sure he could still spank me on a skateboard, no problem. Booster's saying he can beat Boyd.
Oh.
He's only a Bassmaster Classic winner, man.
Yeah.
On his home lake with the chigger craw. I don't remember what else he was throwing. I think he was throwing a chigger cross on.
You want to, like, no offense to Boyd or Gary, I think there's going to be a time really soon where they will be on the bottom of that Major League Fishing 10.
Yeah. Are they going to let themselves be kicked out, or are they going to
would love to
exempt themselves?
I would love to know what they're going to do on that one.
Yeah. Did you see Timmy Horton? Did you see Timmy Horton's pulling out? He's not going to fish professionally anymore.
Yeah, but then they had Bradley on the Elites who had some health issues that pulled out for the rest of the year. Bradley Hallman.
Oh, I didn't know Bradley Hallman had. What's going on with him?
I don't know. Hold on, I guess I can find it. Hold on.
He's on social media a lot, but I haven't been watching his stuff. So, Bank Rob is Fishing says he can beat Mark Zona.
It's Brad Watley. Excuse me.
Oh, Brad Watley. Okay.
Brad Watley has dealt with an autoimmune disorder known as Crohn's disease.
Oh, dang.
And I guess it was in remission until recently, and now it's got back to excruciating pain that's flared up when bad enough. That's bad enough that Watley spent several days in the hospitals in January before the start of the Bassmaster Elite season.
Mm-hmm.
So hope he gets better. That's really crazy.
I think I kind of side with Gramps. I can't beat any of them.
I mean, yeah, I probably.
But on any given day, though, you can beat KVD. I mean, frankly,
if they're to your pond, you're going to win for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the experience. I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
Also, you have to take away all their electronics. We have to fish straight up.
Yeah. Right. Right.
That's
Uh,
the thing. There's no electronics. You got to fish. You can use whatever stuff you want to do, but
Doug must be a heck of a fisherman. He's saying he can beat Jason Christie.
oh, Doug, no, Doug.
Doug is got a lot of confidence,
Doug
man.
is more confident than me.
Very impressive.
Somebody wrote on my. Let me go to my thing real fast. Somebody wrote on my. I'm just going to call them out. Didn't say some of the people that they did. Somebody put on mine that they.
Oh, he's saying Christie with a Y. Okay.
Oh,
Sneaky, sneaky. Does he fish the NPFL? The Jason Christie with a Y? I don't know.
I mean, I have had a ton of people talk to me about NPFL over the last 2 weeks.
Really?
Some of their anglers, and I really don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with those. So,
Booster, I noticed that about Stephen Browning. It's funny because I fished with him on Table Rock. I was co-angler and he was the boater, and he really impressed me the day I fished with him. I think he's a very good angler. I just think some guys win more than others, but I know he's doing really well right now. So.
Is NPFL still going on? I mean, not that I knew of. It is, but it isn't. I didn't even know they had the last tournament. Okay, let me get back. Let me just read some answers and these people. So okay. We know Fishing the Southeast. He wrote he thought he could beat Stephen Kennedy.
Roll Tide.
Our boy Mark Tomlinson. Here's this one I got. I texted him after this and said, "You're crazy." He thought he could beat Brett Ayler.
Brent Ayler, dude, Brent Ayler's got a robo-worm named after him. You can't beat him.
Texas Huntsman, Randy Blackett.
Oh, Randy Blackett. Texas Huntsman. I don't know. He maybe could pull that off as long as Randy's not using one of his super secret techniques. You gotta tell him, Texas Huntsman, you're not allowed to use one of your super secret techniques.
Texas Huntsman and Booster, I think, could outfish a couple of these guys. They're good. Those are good anglers. Okay, Eric. I don't know. It's Eric Thompson. His exact words: I could crush KVD.
He's talking about Carl Von Dibble over there at Catchco.
Flat out bank angling, Gary Klein.
It's funny because Gary Klein is kind of a genius when it comes to fishing, but that dude has not won in forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Hank Snow Outdoors, our boy Hank Snow. Edwin Evers.
What? Holy cow. Hank, what are you drinking, Hank?
I texted Edwin that. I'm like, dude, there's this guy I know really well. His name's Hank Snow. He thinks he could beat you down in Florida. His exact question was, who is this guy and when can we fish?
Oh, man.
Over, said Scott Martin.
Who?
Illuminathan said it, Randy Blackett too. So a lot of people said nobody. And, this is just one of those fun topics that you can go, it would be really fun. And of course, I'm not joking. I really do believe I could be worldwide. But
I will tell you what, I would love to see Charlie Hartley win a tournament. That would make me so happy. That dude, he was in second place at the Classic one year for one day.
Yes. You
remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was such good. I mean, it was so thrilling to see him up there at the top. I think that was his highlight of his career.
Yes.
Was that day when he got second at the Classic, but he's just never been able to bring it home.
And really, you want to know we talk about Randy here and his super secret stuff. That's when I start thinking of all these guys that are in that bottom tier of like 50 anglers
Yeah.
consistently don't make the classic. They don't finish high. They're paying more. They're spending way too much money on fishing, and I question how those guys continue to keep sponsors because they don't have the results to show that they're decent.
Yeah.
They're still making a ton of money off sponsors, and I'm like, why would anyone? And this is just from a business standpoint because I've had to deal with certain sponsorship stuff where
Yeah.
it's a result oriented place, and if you're not getting the results, why are you continuously spending money with them? And that's where I like Randy. When Randy said the biggest thing you can do is put your car wrap, I completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
And really, you want to know what the crazy thing is? Not only do I disagree with it, I could prove stats that is a false statement. But I'm glad he made the video. I'm glad he did well, and I wish him all the best.
I think you're right, Nathan. You don't want Randy throwing his $10 jig either. That you can't beat that jig. It's got living rubber and it's got a super secret color that no other jig maker makes. Black and chartreuse.
Sam Axe said Jacob Wheeler. I mean,
Come on, Sam. Well, what's up with Sam today?
what are you smoking, Sam?
Oh man,
I think it would be fun to go out there and try to beat those guys. Like,
I think it would be fun.
did you?
In fact, my buddy back in the early days of Major League Fishing, before all the elites left and there was a Bass Pro Tour, my buddy Joe used to always say, the only thing that I think would make Major League Fishing funner is if they took an amateur angler, let it out of a drawing or something, and let him go against all the pros every time they did one of those shows. And there would always be the chance that a local angler might, he might pull it off and beat the pros. And at that time, it wasn't a real tournament circuit. It was just a TV show,
Well, I mean, there you go. Jim did it. No need to speculate. He won a Toyota. Where there was all the elite guys. I mean, that. I mean, I think I could be worldwide. I don't think I could be Jim. It's just. I think it'd be fun to have that. But you want to know the truth of it is we're actually seeing that with the NPFL, with what's his name fishing the NPFL against all those a lot of average anglers.
Yeah.
And coming in second in the first tournament, and we'll see how he does the rest of the year. He's got a target on it. I don't know his name right off the top of my head, but he's got a target on his thing. But the thing about NPFL is, I just don't know where NPFL is going. I mean, I did a poll on my YouTube channel asking, does anybody know? I got to find it. Did anyone know that NPFL was even on this weekend?
No, I didn't know.
So this was 3 weeks ago. I said, I must ask, did anyone know or watch or know the NPFL was having a tournament this past weekend? Yeah. So
I voted no on that too. I didn't know.
There was 85% of the people didn't know or didn't know what NPFL was. And only 6% watched. And 9% knew.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I don't know where NPFL goes from here, to be honest. I think they're making mistake after mistake with telling people that the tournament's going. I think if you think that the average angler is going to know that your tournament is on, you're making a mistake right there. You need to feed it down their throat. We're having a tournament. Here's our schedule. Let's go.
Yeah.
Pay for some ads on YouTube. Pays for some stuff on Facebook. But
on social media.
Yeah, to do what they're doing, just in my opinion, I just don't think anyone knows what's going on with NPFL at all.
I agree. Jim makes a good point here too. He's talking about Charlie Hartley and the fact that Charlie qualified for the elites twice. And the other thing he's not saying is Charlie qualified for the elites twice back when it was hard to qualify for the elites.
Yeah.
There's still a group of guys in the elites that, quite frankly, they got they slid right in. They slid
Oh,
right
wow.
in, and they're not that good. Some of those guys still are just not that good uh, in comparison to the other guys. I'm not saying in comparison to me. Uh, but Charlie's has done it twice when it was really hard to qualify. And I know he's still fishing, and I'm sure he still wants to get back at that level. And he's not going to quit. He's not going to quit trying.
Yeah. Unfortunately, getting back to NPFL, I mean, they had the last video they put up got 90 views,
Wow, 90 views.
and I don't like. Truth be told, I offer to do things for free to help them out, and someone told me that they didn't want my help because of what Duncan and because I called Duncan a narcissist 4 years ago. And that's even dumber to hear that was the rumor. I mean, it was stupid, especially because Duncan and I have squashed that, and we spent hours talking one day, hours talking fishing, and it was taken a little bit out of context. I didn't say he was like a crazy person. I just said it was slightly narcissistic, and that's all right. I mean, and to be honest, we all have to be slightly narcissistic to do something on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got problems.
Yeah, there's all issues.
Yeah.
So this guy told me that he thought that was the reason why they didn't want my free help.
Yeah.
Because I was like, send me all these videos. I'll make some short videos of these, cut them up. You can put them on YouTube. You can do this. Just give me credit for it. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And no. So NPFL does Watts Bar next week. Well, at least someone knew, because as of right now, I didn't know they were at Watts Bar next week.
Yeah. It's funny. I know they're there, but I'm really into fishing, and I forget about them all the time.
It's crazy because when you look at if you did a search on YouTube for National Professional Fishing League, they have 3 videos, and then it comes up to stuff that I've done.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And that should not be the case.
Yeah.
So I'm confused about them quite a bit. So,
well, we were having the old subject, if Patrick's gonna just sweep the NPFL.
I mean, it's him against the whole group.
Yeah. I should have at least stayed engaged in it enough to find that out.
Yeah.
I haven't even done that.
I mean, Patrick Walters is one of the best. He's a fantastic angler. And really, I think, and I didn't hear this from him or anybody else, but I think he joined it because I think he thinks it's easy money to win.
Yeah, why else would he do it? I mean, that's got to be the reason.
Because if he doesn't do well, it hurts him more than anything.
Yeah, and apparently you're not getting any social media exposure out of it.
Yeah, you're not getting anything else.
So you've got to win money to even do it if you're him.
Let's hope that they're able to continue, and I just think it's a real uphill battle for him at this point in time.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe they marketing. NPFL doesn't grab my attention enough. Yeah, they need a lot of it, and I think they're spending their money on the wrong thing.
So. Yeah, I agree. Well, at least that's the way it appears.
Yeah, it's just an opinion. So what else is happening?
That's about it. I got a few more videos I'm posting. Going to try to get some fishing in over the weekend. My next tournament is going to be in July, so I don't have anything. Well, I'm going to Canada. I'm going to go fishing in Canada in June, so that should be fun.
That should be good.
The fishing up there is insane. I mean, when you get kind of above I don't know what the parallel is, but kind of where civilization ends, which is not very far past America, by the way. I mean, all of Canada lives in this tiny sliver right on the border, pretty much. And once you pass that, man, the fishing is just unreal.
Yeah.
It is so awesome.
I think I saw someone sent me a thing saying, There was even someone got some snow up in Canada this week or something
No,
ridiculous.
I wouldn't doubt it because up there where I fish, the very first they don't even that you can't even book a trip until the first week of June because of the ice.
I don't know if I could do that, man. I think that's the one thing about Florida that makes the one thing I dislike about Florida is there's no changing of the season.
Mm.
Um, and I miss that quite a bit. I miss that whole fall and that kind of that
Yeah,
cycle
yeah, yeah.
thing. But at the same time, I mean, it's really nice to go out and fish in the middle of January and you know catch fish.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and really, like we're in May. We're of course we're in May right now, but like June, really June, the end of June, July, stuff gets really tough to fish down here because it's just too hot.
I know it. I mean,
And
maybe you fish at night. Do people fish a lot at night in the summertime or?
there's a lot of like you can go to some of they have a lot of night tournaments here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's surprising how what the bag limits to win those are. You'll get to win down here. You need 20, 25
Well,
on a night.
fish will fish. They say fish eat the eating cycle's much greater in the at night than it is in the daytime.
Yeah. Well, I think water's so hot, and
Yeah,
they need to find some sort of shelter. And if there isn't grass or lily pads or docks or something like that, they're just staying as low as possible to get out of that sun. And so knowing that and that really helps. Um, I started doing those top 3 lures you should use.
oh
Those,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I have a great time doing them, but the amount of research I do is ridiculous. But like next month, like I think I already did the video. The next couple months are really tough ones for me to do. Really tough ones for me to do.
Yeah, I can believe it. I can believe it.
So because it's just if you have
That's the beautiful thing about fishing up north is July is primo weather for fishing up there. Um, in fact, the water's really even too cold in June and July to swim in those lakes up there.
yeah, it's cold up there.
But well, dude, I mean that was I thought that was kind of a fun show tonight. Really, I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it.
We appreciate everyone putting comments up there, and you know I wanted to hear more about who everyone thinks they could do it, who they could beat. So that's cool too. So I think it's one of those things that you could just stir the pot with controversy with all that. I mean, everyone's.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think there's some guys that just have not done well as a professional angler, and then those are the guys I think I could beat.
Exactly. I'm looking for the worst ones.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm not going to go up against Edwin Evers right now or Jacob Wheeler. Don't worry, Jacob. There's no threat here.
yeah. Did you see that Real Tree Outdoors pond something bass fishing tournament that they held?
No.
And they got like 8 or 10 guys, and they had I forgot his name, and I'm horrible with names. He was on Duck Dynasty, and he got
Okay.
he got put in with another guy, and it's so funny. He hooks into a big fish, and as he's getting the big fish, he's like, "I think I need your help too." Is this guy? And this guy's like, "I had no clue what to do. I'm a hunter. I don't even fish." So yelling at him, "Whatever you do, don't touch the line." Well, the guy grabs the line, and it's line the fish pulls. It's so funny. But they had Jacob Wheeler and Dustin Connell and MJD, and they had some really good anglers. But it was Justin Martin. Yes, Justin Martin. Thank you, bank robbers.
Look, Nathan says he can beat me with a Barbie rod, but a few comments before that, you're asking to fish a tournament with me, dude. Make up your mind.
Wasn't Nathan somebody really good though? Didn't he say like KVD or somebody?
Yeah, he said he could be KVD or something. Jeez, Nathan's off the rails tonight.
So yeah, it's really kind of a good. It was a pretty good video. Pretty good. They're fishing a great place though. I mean, it looked like they had like 4 hours, but it's pretty funny. But of all things, Wheeler doesn't win it, and that was the best part about the whole video. That Wheeler got his butt handed to him. So
yeah.
because he's going to win he's in contention for almost every tournament he's in.
Yeah, he is, man. Just think if you always had to fish and compete against that dude. It's kind of like back when KVD was in his heyday. It didn't matter how good you were, you always knew that dude was coming for you, you know?
You just it was there. And a lot of, you want to know, I think a lot of it has to do with I think KVD has had so much experience on all the places they go on a consistent basis that he's always in contention. That's what makes thank you, Bank Robbers. That's what makes what Jacob is doing even crazier, because a lot of places they're going, he doesn't know that pond or lake that well. And he's able to go into practice, pretty much not fish during practice. They're just running around with their
right.
Figure out what they're eating, how they're eating, and then smash them. That's what makes Jacob Wheeler that much better right now.
I know it. It's amazing.
He is unbelievable.
Yep.
Have we had him on?
What?
Have we had Jacob on here?
Yeah, we did have him on. We had him on last year.
Yeah, I was going to say we should ask him again here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Enjoyed all the comments and the feedback. Even Nathan. He's a good dude, and he's always supported the channel a lot, so appreciate him.
He's been blocked.
I've been blocked. We couldn't block Nathan. No way, man. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good luck with that new kayak, Gramps. I can't wait to see your videos on that. That should be I'm really interested in that dumb name, by the way. I mean, even if it means something cool, it's just a dumb name for a kayak. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I should mention, I got a package from Depths.
Whoa, dang, dude. Mr. Connection.
Good.
The Depths has got some good stuff, man.
I think you'll be surprised on the
it means Viking longship. Jeez Louise.
I was gonna, you and I were talking about it. I was thinking about not doing as many closer looks. Or you got the poop lure too. But there's some good ones coming up now.
I like fishing with that poop lure. It's pretty good.
Exactly. Just briefly, how crazy is it that those turd lures work as good as they work?
They work very good. I think it's because they're just a big fat Cinco is what they are.
They are. It's like that one that has all the crazy clog. I don't even know what it's called. I did a closer look on it recently. It has all like the things all over.
Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking about. I don't know what that thing's called, but
maybe it's called.
Yeah, you cut out. I couldn't hear what you're saying.
I think it's called the Kamushi or something like that.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
That bait just sinks perfect in the water.
Yeah,
slow.
Yeah, that's kind of what the secret is. Those things stay horizontal and they float down like a Cinco. There's something about the way that thing falls that they like.
It shimmers a little bit as it falls.
Yeah.
It doesn't go nose, doesn't go ass. It just goes like this.
Yeah.
And they hate it. They hate it.
That's wild.
It is wild. It's crazy how all those lures work.
All right, send us home, Steve.
Fishing, get your fish on. See y'all soon.